This one is dedicated to Miss Mary Brantley, who was an extraordinary lady living in Banks, Alabama. She had married her husband and divorced 5 times. Worked on the railroad. Wasn't anything she couldn't do. Wasn't anybody she couldn't cuss. She was the mayor pro tem of this little town. Her husband, Big George, who was about as big as a minute, they had had a tornado, and because the Methodist church had stone foundation, they went down there in the cellar rather than the Baptist church. And from then on, he always left them a little congregation plate with $5 in it. Hey, you little pissant! When you finish working for old Brady, come over here and eat some vegetables. I can tell even from here, your old pony runt, you about perished to death. I ducked back into the shop. Who the hell is this lady yelling at me from come over there and eat some vegetables? He just grinned, fired back the first round. That's Miss Mary, and you better get over there or she's liable to cut your nuts off and serve them to you with cold grits if you don't move quickly. Expect it's a good idea to go over there and get a bite while it's still hot and served in the dish. You don't want to eat it like sea rats, I wouldn't think. His eyes sparkled. Dee, she's what you call a pistol ball, and even when she's not drinking, she's mean enough to shoot you dead just on feeling the cause. Well, what's the cause? Cause. That's enough for her. Brady, what in the world would give her cause to want to do that? Her cause is because she's Big Red. Because she's got her panties in a wad or something somebody did or didn't do. Or if I was you, I'd mosey on over there and eat and then come back here and finish up tacking that chair's back. So I walked across the road and down to her house, weaving my way through an assortment of cars and trucks and even an unmarked police car with the blue light propped up on the dash, wondering where in Bubba and Wonderland have I popped up. She met me at the door. Well, it's about time, you son of a bitch. That Brady, he didn't let you get anything. I've been watching your van and it hadn't pulled out of that driveway, and I know that boy can't cook a lick. What's the matter with you boys? Stop gawking. Men's boxers are a hell of a lot cooler than a dress or slacks, and you sure the hell don't want to see me in no bathing suit. A series of guffaws and chorus of amens, and that's for damn sure. Sat 5 grown men all paused in their dinner plate actions, just long enough to come over there before she had me washing their dishes. Y'all just shut the hell up. Nobody's getting any cobbler. That's for damn sure. Here, you go over there and sit by that fat man with the big belly. He's a lazy patrol man who should be out arresting somebody instead of barging in here whenever it suits him. That mister sitting at my table, that's a beanpole, and this old stanky snake are brothers who run the post office, and that feller on the opposite end, that's Bobby Hatfield. He's a no-account banker from Troy who'll cheat you out of your money, and if you are fool enough to put it in that bank. In fact, there's no one of them that's not lazy as hell and no account except for my Mr. George, where she pointed back across at the far end opposite of the kitchen, that side where there was a skinny little dried-up feller sat on the sofa in a pair of boxers also, with his white sleeveless tee, holding his scrawny arms, smoking cigarettes and watching something. All Red, give the boy a break. It's bad enough he's got to hear old Brady all day without you giving him grief. Yeah, another half-full mouth chored in. Give him a bite to eat and don't be lecturing the new guests. Guests? I guess I better start charging all you sons of bitches eating here, all of you. If you're calling yourselves guests, then the cafeteria's going to take your silver, or you can just tighten up the notches and drive on by. She's laughing and finishing up for it. Why haven't you come over before here? Come on over. I know that living down there in that trailer near Brady has got to be a trial for anyone. Oh, Brady, he's a good upholsterer, but mean as a snake in a well. That barrage on all 4 of them Humpty Dumptys, she broke. Her laugh finishing the fuss, she turned back to the sink. And despite her auburn hair piled up in a beehive like it might avalanche in any moment, And despite the fact that I was standing looking at her barefooted, bow-legged in boxers and horse-head ugly with a bra like a couple of camel humps moved to the front, she was indomitably magnificent, firing insults and fielding comments like a catcher of Don Rickles, and her hubby was Wally Cox with the swagger of Don Knotts. I figured out I'd just stepped into Mayberry without no damn apple pie. I smiled up at her and she grinned back, just her eyes, cleaning up the pots. A female Santa Claus in drag straight from Tobacco Road.